it's a new year and it's time for something new and something unique, I would believe, for a Toastmasters club. We have a website demonstration developed and that will be presented by Sai and Akshay. Akshay, I believe, is not at the meeting because he had to go out immediately for something. But anyways, over to you, Sai.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kunal. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome the latest addition to the all-elite fraternity of tools and technologies that we use, by which I mean the website, the all-elite advanced toastmasters.com website. Let me share with you what the website looks like today. Obviously, there's a lot that needs to be done on the website, but this is just a very early cut of what the website will be very soon once it's launched. All right, let me quickly open the All Elite Advanced Toastmasters website. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen and you can see the website. Yeah, I can see Kunal nodding. So yes, clearly the website is visible to everyone and everybody can also visit the website right now. The URL, let me post it very quickly on chat so that, oh man, how do I go back to the chat? There it is. And this needs to go to everyone in the meeting. Please follow along if you get a chance to visit the website. Now, what our goal with the website was to centralize all the information relevant to our club meetings and our club membership. For example, when you first come to the site, right on top, you will see a little message saying when our next meeting is going to happen and at what time, and the link to Zoom, which will help you know whether the meeting is coming up today or how to get to that meeting by clicking on Zoom. You don't have to remember Zoom passwords, anything like that. It'll just be click on it and you're in the meeting. You might notice that here it says the meeting is going to happen in 7 days on Saturday, January 29th. That's because we usually have our meetings on the first, third, and fifth Saturday of the month. This time our schedule's a little off because we started the meeting. Our first meeting in January was held on the second Saturday of the month. That's why there's a little bit of a mistake here, but that'll get fixed because this is completely editable. And I'll show you what that looks like later on. The first thing you probably want to see is this nice big photograph of all of us who are members of the club. The hard work of making this picture look nice was done by none other than our presiding officer, Toastmaster Nirmala. And right below that is an explanation of what happens when you want to join or attend a meeting or join All Elite Advanced Toastmasters. You first come as a guest, you attend a meeting, attend as many meetings as you want. There's no restrictions on how many meetings you can attend. Participate, and since this is an advanced club, we sort of expect everyone who's a guest to also be a Toastmaster from before. So participation is optional on paper, but it really would be nice if all our guests could participate from the first day. And then once you're ready to join, you can join All Elite Advanced Toastmasters by clicking on this button, which will bring up an auto-populated WhatsApp message, which will be sent to our VP of membership, Distinguished Toastmaster Brilliant, who is our VP of membership. So this is again a great little tool. You don't have to worry about how do we get in touch with who the VP of membership is. If any friend of yours says, hey, I'd like to know more about All Elite Advanced Toastmasters, just send them to the website and say, you'll see this big brown button which will say WhatsApp our VP of membership to learn more. Click on it, it'll bring up WhatsApp. There'll be a message posted there, populated there. Just use that to send a message to our VPM. He'll get back to you. So we've tried to make life as simple and as easy for our members as possible. So this is one little example of how that is working out in the real world. The next is a frequently asked question that a lot of people ask us these kind of questions. When do you guys meet? Do we have to pay a fee? Because back in the day when we had in-person meetings, there was a fee sometimes to attend meetings. What can I expect as a guest? What languages are these meetings conducted in? This is an advanced club, so many people might not really know what to expect from an advanced club. So these are some basic questions that we've tried to answer. And again, if your friends have questions like this, or if they have questions that you don't find answers to, please do let us know. We'll make sure that they're added to this list so that going forward, we can always keep this website alive and send people here instead of having to answer questions one by one or on the phone or through WhatsApp and those kind of things. Again, we have these links after every question so that as soon as the person makes up their mind, as soon as a guest or a potential member makes up their mind about wanting to attend the meeting, they don't have to go and find that big brown button on top. They'll have the link right there. They can click on it. It'll bring up WhatsApp. They can shoot off a message to Brilliant and respond with some information about the club. Or if they don't want to do all that, they can always go back to the top of the page and look for the Zoom link, which is placed right on top. It's above the blue thing, above the menu, above everything. The Zoom link, they can click on that and join the meeting. Finally, this is where our little playground as club members. We have the names of all the members. I think there's one thing which I sort of was not able to show because there's some information is cached, right? And that, okay, never mind. All right, so here's the list of club members. We have all the, it's sorted alphabetically, so you can look for your name. Given the spelling of your first name, you can look for your name and make sure that all the information is correct. Some of our members have not yet updated their photograph. I'd ask them to please follow the instructions which was shared on WhatsApp and send me the link, or send either me or Akshay the link, so we can add it directly onto this page and it'll show up the next time they come to that page. We have really esteemed and well qualified, high achieving members who are high achieving people who are members of this club. That's why this club is going to do really well going forward, and we want to make sure that it's this information that of the kind of members we have is placed front and center on the page, and that's why we have a list of members up here. And finally, there's a list of 5 or 6 bullet points why All Elite is a good choice for a lot of people. We have separate evaluators for content delivery and project and those kind of things. Now, this so far is what you and I, as regular people coming to the website, would see. Does anybody have any questions on what they've seen so far? Any recommendations, any thoughts on what can be done differently? If somebody has anything, please do put up your hand and I'll make sure we recognize you and bring you on stage. Is there anybody who has anything to say? I don't think I can see anyone putting up their hand, so I'm just going to leave that. Right, so the cool thing we have is a bit of technology that
Jay has raised his hand. Jay wants to say something.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Jay, using his
yeah, let me add. Jay, is your video on?
Hello.
One second. Let me stop sharing. Let me bring you on stage. Where is Jay? There he is. Add to the spot.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So I have only 2 questions. One thing, can we add any video of any evaluation? Like any random or maybe one of the YouTube link, because that is already on YouTube.
Thank you for the question. And let me assure the audience that this question was not something I asked Jay to ask. It's a great question, and is exactly the kind of thing that we've been discussing behind the scenes. Yes, there will be more pages added to this website. There'll be an entire page consisting only of YouTube links. All the playlists for each of the meetings will be available there. So you can always tell your guests or your friends that, hey, I was in meeting number 2 or meeting number 21. Please go look at my speech, which will be listed off the main page. So thank you for the question. And let me assure you, this is not a planted question. Thank you, Jay. What is the second question?
Yeah, second question is, right now, I think all these activities are done by you. Am I right?
Again, Jay, you must be the smartest person on earth.
No.
Also, it's something we've already been discussing behind the scenes. We don't want. I don't want to be the bottleneck. I won't have the time 90% of the time. I don't want to block people from making updates on their own. So yes, this training has been shared with the XCOM. There is a small little YouTube video where I've shown the XCOM how to make updates on the website, and I will share that with this group also, so you know how simple it is. And going forward, when the next XCOM takes over, they'll have some fundamental understanding of what needs to be done to update and keep this data up to date. Thank you for the question. Good question.
Thank you. No more question. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to drop you off Spotlight and get Atul on stage. If I can find him. There he is. Hi, Atul. One second. Let me bring you on stage first. There you are.
First of all, I must thank you and congratulate you for doing a wonderful job. You know, it's not so easy to devote time, and on behalf of the entire club, I thank you for the efforts that you are making. Well, some of the club's website that I've seen, I find that they also post, words of their days and the phrase of their day for the entire history of the meetings. It will help them, what has been going on. So that is one, the words of the day and phrase of the day. And are you anticipating that whatever roles we are taking up, it can be done through our website? Are you planning to have some utility on this website to get us the role assigned to us?
Yes, we are. We are using a tool that the Goregaon Toastmasters, the club that Toastmaster Akshay is a part of, they have built a utility which lets you manage the agenda straight from the website. So we will be using something similar to that. It might not be available on day one where you can sign up on your own. We might have to channel it through WhatsApp or some sort of private message that you send to, say, the education. And to answer your first question about whether we can share some activities about the club, for example, the word of the day things. Yes, we will be creating a space where each meeting agenda will be published. It will be part of that. So, or if what you're saying makes sense, if people want that level of granularity, that this particular meeting at this theme, this word of the day, this phrase of the day, so that they can use it in their own vocabulary, then that's great. We can always do that. Not a big problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, I'm going to drop Toastmaster Atul. Thank you for the questions. Anybody else have any questions?
I'd just like to add here that apart from all this, we will also be presenting the awards, certificates that Toastmasters are winning. Am I right, Sai? So we will have a...
Yes, you are right, but I can't seem to find you on camera.
Yeah. I'm here. I put it off.
Oh, that's why I couldn't see you. All right, let me get you on stage so you can actually say it to the club.
Yeah, absolutely. So we would be having a page or a space devoted to that.
Yes.
Certificates and any winnings.
Yes, that is something that I was anyway going to do through a different product I was working on the side called toastme.org, where you can share all your certificates. If a club doesn't have a website, we should not prevent Toastmasters from being able to share their certificates. So I'm creating a separate website just for that. But this club will have its own page within the All Elite Advanced Toastmasters.com website, where all our members, you see the name and the photograph of the member, right? There'll be a link over there saying certificates and awards. You click on that, it'll show up a page containing that member's achievements, all of them, as many as we can collect. And going forward, after every meeting, we'll make sure that information is updated by the VP of Education and the VP of Membership and those people. So yes, thank you, Nirmala. That is part of the plan going forward. Any other questions?
Arvind has a question.
All right, let me find
Sorry, what's the financial aspect of this?
Let me bring you
Hosting
here.
this, the thing is today, well, I'm talking with past experience. Today, you are a member of the club and you're helping us with all these sort of things. And probably, I don't know where I'm not a technical person, but it's hosted somewhere. Somebody is updating it. There will be a cost at some time, maybe not today, but tomorrow there would be a cost. Then what happens and what is the cost and how is it?
So if I may add, Arvind, just to speak to it, since this is a club website, a club is responsible for hosting it as long as the members, because it's going from the club financials. It's not, I mean, in future, howsoever decides, but it is going to be a club property. In case if Sai decides to take it out to other clubs, and then he wants to charge, that's where he needs to take permission from TI. I know where you're coming from, but as long as it is only for this club, I don't think there's
apart from that, if somebody else is the person who has got it in charge of hosting it on their whatever platform, and we have to pay them something, I don't know whether it is something like that.
No, you mean the server charge. So if it is on somebody else's server. Okay. So for that, I think the club needs to decide how they want to host it. And in case if it's a paid service, then the club, they need to take approval from all the members because it's going to be part of the club accounts.
That probably was not
correct. I understood. Sorry about that.
All right. So I'm going to drop Sapna because Sapna's done her part as giving the perspective from TI, from the District 98 perspective. To answer Arvind's question, yes, there is a cost associated with it. Yes, there was a charge that was borne by the club to buy the URL of buy the domain for the club, alleleadeadvancedtoastmasters.com. There was a $10 charge for that, which is a yearly fee, $10 per year, which works out to roughly, I would say 800 rupees, give or take. It's going to work every year. When you want to renew it, it'll come back. You'll have to pay another 800 rupees. The server the hosting that we have is extremely cheap. It's something that I use for my websites, and it's essentially, let's call it $1 per month. Let's call it 100 rupees a month, give or take, because you don't really need more than that. Even if it's, let's say we have a really special month where everybody wants to see our website, it goes up to 200 rupees a month. That's pretty much going to be the end of it. And the maintenance of the website, I've tried to make it so simple that it's not WordPress. It's not like you pay $15 a month or something, whatever WordPress charges. You don't pay that kind of money. It's all done. It can be done by an individual. And I'll show you quickly, right after this, I'll show you how it's done, how the updates happen and how simple it is. But in effect, the URL cost is about $10 a year, which is about 1,000, let's call it 800 rupees a year. The monthly charges will not be more than, say, 100 rupees a month. On very, very crazy months, it might go a little bit more than that. But other than that, there's not much of a charge. And anyway, we've been discussing, I'm not really sure how the financials are going to work. That's a good question. I'll check with Nirmala and the rest of the
Yeah,
experts.
because whatever you do, Sai, the whole idea that Arvind also wants to bring up is very good, that whatever you do and where the expenses are going for the club, it all has to be approved. Like an audit happens, right? So everything is built and everything is going any which is from the club budget. So you have to take approval from everybody, and I'm sure everybody will give an approval, but it has to be vetted and audited as well, so that in future, whosoever the next XCOM that comes, they don't raise questions on it.
I'm going to bring Nirmala into the conversation. So
We can do it later, probably. This is something that we can talk about at the end of the meeting also.
not a problem. And I believe the website was put in the budget, and I could be wrong. I'm not going to say more on the budget because
Yes. I mean, we have formed a team. Falguni is part of the team. You have Akshay and Sai also.
Yeah,
So
and the
all these
XCOM
things-
had a discussion,
Yeah,
and we
XCOM had a
thought
discussion.
this would be a good, but the perspective is good that it needs to be brought into the members. And I think as a treasurer, I would be sharing the accounts and everything, though it is shared with XCOM, maybe there, all the expenses and what all has happened, that would be very in a transparent manner shared with the
Correct.
members.
Yeah.
So that would give complete clarity.
Great work, Sai. I think it's really great. And
well,
we
yeah,
as an advanced club need to have something which nobody else has it.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
surprised at what I show you next. Give me one
Now
second.
Sai is going to show us the greatest part of this website,
No,
the
before I do that,
uniqueness of this website. Please, Sai.
did we answer your question? Do you have anything else?
Maybe I will take it off. I will speak to Sapna on this.
I'm feeling a little nervous about this sidebar conversation.
Don't.
That's all right.
No, that's okay.
No, I don't
worry.
want to delay the meeting here because
Yeah.
I need to take some names and something and all that. So let me talk to Sapna on this.
All right, let me get Shreya quickly for her question so that we know that everybody's had a chance to speak, and then I'll show you the demo and then we'll be done. Shreya?
Just feedback on this website. If we have login ID password, who are the actual members of the club, and there is a guest member login ID. So that will help what should be published for the members and what should not be accessible to the guest. So that is clear demarcation, what should be published with the respective login ID. So that can be trial. So that will be helpful.
To tell you the truth, right now we have a single login ID that the VP of PR manages, because we've planned to put this under the bucket of VP PR's ownership, because essentially it's a public facing thing. So VP PR is managing it. So he has only one ID. We don't have guest IDs. We don't have member logins, none of those things. It's all public. We're trying to keep it as low overheads as possible. But if need comes that we have to maybe, for example, keeping our budgets online, so only the members can see the budgets, that's a possibility that we will have to discuss and deal with later. But again, adding a new member, adding a profile-based access is not super difficult. It should be doable, but we haven't discussed that. I don't think there's any push to make the budgets or anything private on the website, put it on the website yet. If it happens, we'll definitely deal with it when it happens.
Yeah.
By the way, rest of the XCOM, if anybody has any corrections to what I've said, please do jump in and let me know, because I obviously don't know everything that's happening in the XCOM. I know most of it. I'm part of the XCOM, so I shouldn't say I don't know anything, but I know a little bit, and I know enough to be able to answer a few of these questions. Now, without more delay, I'm going to quickly show what our updates look like, and hopefully this will be exactly what Sapna is saying about an elite club having its own elite approaches to doing things. And again, hopefully people can see my page. Can you see my page?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes,
all
we
right.
can.
So the login is very standard. You just go to All Elite Advanced Toastmasters and /login, and it'll bring you to this page. And right now I obviously know the password and all that, so I'm just going to enter that from my password manager. And when you log in, it doesn't look anything different. There's no admin panel or anything like that. It looks like you're back in the same normal homepage, and you'd probably be surprised why that is. And if you scroll down, everything is exactly the same as before. But what's interesting and what is of benefit to future XCOM members and even for the VP of PR right now is that if there's, for example, any discussion around changing the images or the content of the website, all the editor will have to do is to click on this link or click on the text that they want to edit and change it from, say, public speaking at the advanced level. Let's fix it and say, take your public, say your should be with a capital Y. Take your public speaking to the advanced level, right? I'm just going to save this. And within a few seconds, if you go to an incognito window on a different device, you should probably see the update. Same with images. I know this image looks like it's all current members, but we'll obviously people will move on. People will choose different make different choices when it comes to the Toastmasters journey. And this picture will change. So if you want to change the picture, click on the picture. It'll show you a link from where you can get the next picture. So the next person coming in can do a different way of presenting the members of the club. What Nirmala chose was a zoom view. You could pick up a collage, you could pick up a hero view, whatever you want, and you can put the link to that image over here. You can put it on from your Google Drive if you have it. If you don't have Google Drive, if you don't want to use your Google Drive for this kind of stuff, then we also have a place where you can email pictures. And so if you create a collage, send an email to a certain email ID. That email ID will respond to you with the URL. That URL, if you put here, that will be the picture that will start showing up. So a lot of the members did that activity over the past few days. They sent their own photograph to that email ID and got a URL back and asked me to update the website behind the scenes. That's what was happening. You were pushing your picture into some sort of a central location from where we were able to pull those images and stick them onto the website with the URL. So that's what you're seeing in action. So everything is editable. If you want to change it from frequently asked questions to FAQs or questions people commonly ask, whatever language you want, you can use that. If you want to change the question, you feel that this question is no longer relevant, or is there a fee? Maybe once we start meeting offline, if we start meeting offline, though this is an advanced club, it might not be meeting offline, but you can change it. You can say, is there a fee to attend a meeting? Yes, there is a fee to attend the meeting, that kind of stuff. If you want to change the number of the VPF membership, you can click on this. Right now, I'm not going to show it because it pops up another window and all that, but you can edit the entire message that, let me actually show you. So if you click on that, this is what the message says. Hi, All Elite Advanced TMC. I'd like to attend the upcoming meeting. Please share the meeting details. This is the message that gets auto-populated that will be sent to Brilliant's number, 9820778021 is Brilliant's number. But this can be edited. If the next person comes and that person's number, you can put that person's number here. If for example, I become the VP of PR, then VP of membership, then my number will be put in here. And if the text has to change, you can no longer, the previous text was not appealing, we can change it and make it a little more palatable, and that will be the message that will get auto-populated. Same with photographs, same with, if Falgunan thinks that his picture doesn't do him justice anymore, and he wants to use a different photograph, he can again send that image, the new image, to that email ID and communicate the new URL to our VP of PR, and the VP of PR will be able to update it for Falgunan. So that's the way we've done this. It's completely, I would not say it's impossible to make mistakes. Obviously, people will have challenges using any technology for the first time, but we've tried to make it as simple as possible for as many people to understand it with one explanation. We don't need a second and third explanation to understand what the admin panel looks like. None of that. It's just the main page itself that you're editing. So there should be no confusion as far as people are concerned. Let's see. I think Jay had messaged me separately saying that he wanted to add a few more achievements, a few more pathways that he's completed. So what we would have done in that case, once we gather all the information, is we will just put that information in, say, whatever his other pathways are, we put the information here, save it, and it will just show up for the next person coming in. So this is what, again, this image is editable. If you don't want to use this image and you want to use a different image, you can do that. The only thing that's not editable is this, because that's my little thing. Moogle.cc is my baby. So I didn't want people to change that and get rid of it. But if you, at some point, if you feel like that's enough, you had done enough free publicity for you can remove that and be happy to remove it, not a problem. So yeah, this is the technology. This is the admin technology behind it.
So just to add, Akshay would be sharing the Google link, whereby for all the members, against members in Akshay's comment. So would request everyone to fill in their details so that can come under each of our names. It talks about our credentials, our Toastmasters journey, and anything else that we want to add.
Yeah, and what will be added is a link to the certificates and awards that a member has won. Please don't forget that. We'll probably be collecting all that information also. So far, this is what we have. If anybody has any thoughts and feedback, please do share that with us. And, I'm really grateful for the opportunity that Nirmala, Falguna, and Akshay need to work on this. It took a little time for me to come up with this level of abstraction so that we don't have to worry about updates and all that, because once you have to update things, people never do it. That's why we reached where we are today is because of the time and indulgence and space the three of them gave me to work on this. I'm thankful for that. And Akshay, do you have anything to add?
No, nothing as of now. As Falguna mentioned, I will be sharing a Google form. In that, you can all add what you want to add beside your name, and then we shall update it.
Akshay, I would also request that whatever details people are adding, there should be a word number, number of words that they can put in. Otherwise, then could create an issue. Would that be a problem, Sai?
No, it's flexible. If you add more, it'll just keep increasing the size of the box. It'll just keep writing as much as you want. At some point, people will be like, this is getting boring, stop it. And then you can tell them to stop, write less. There's no actual limit on the page.
Then that works.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So we'll limit
Tom,
it
we can
to
take this
200.
further ahead later. Can we please move on to the meeting?
Yes, I'm going to put Kunal back on the spotlight. Thank you very much, everyone. And if you have any questions, please do reach out to me and Akshay.
Thank you so much, Sai, for doing that wonderful work of making the biggest challenge of any website is keeping it updated, and you have made it possible to do it very so simply for this advanced club. Thank you so much. And now we'll quickly move ahead. We'll take the time as